Okay, so how's it going? My name is Mario, and this is the second video of my diary. Yeah, it's a diary. I mean, I'm sharing my experiences with you. I'm giving advice along the way. I'm basically sharing my story with you. Why? Because why not? That's basically the reason. So that being said, for anyone that has questions, you're more than welcome to ask questions. I'll be happy to answer them. And for anyone that wants advice on something, if I can give you advice, I will, absolutely. Because knowledge is power. The more knowledgeable and more you can learn, the further you'll go. So that being said, a little bit about me, because I didn't really mention much of who I am in the last video, is I consider myself a storyteller, and you have multiple avenues of how you tell that story. I'm not a lyricist, so I can't, go into the music field as a performer, but I can understand music and help channel that and possibly tell those stories as well. So it's a little different, because my main direct field of study is film, photography, and as a performer, as an actor, or a physical performer like dance and whatnot. That being said, it goes, when you're in the creative field, you have kind of two categories. It's kind of unfortunate the way it happens like this, and it basically goes, you're either getting paid for your work or you're not getting paid for your work. And what happens is none of us find ourselves in the middle. Right now, I'm in the middle, and there's a purpose for that. I'm actually choosing to be in that space because there are a lot of things I want to do that have value that isn't always necessarily money value. And then I have items that I want to do because it does have monetary value. So that's that. And I'll go further into this explanation, because what happens is I run into a lot of people that go, yeah, I'll do that for trade, or I'll do that for trade, I'll do that for trade. And there's nothing wrong with establishing that you want to do something for trade, but at some point too, you want to establish value for yourself in terms of you want to be able to get paid for your work. And there's nothing wrong with that too. But what happens is we're being taught in the mentality because of not society teaching us, but it's because of conditioning, where it goes, we got turned down for a job because we asked to get paid. So we have that anxiety of saying, oh, well, I better not ask anymore. If they're not offering, then I can't ask. But that's not necessarily true. You have to be able to establish value for yourself. Okay. And this comes from trial and error, because I've done this myself. I started off in that manner. When you're building your portfolio, you're building your body of work, yes, you do a lot of things for free. Why? Because you want, you're growing, you're learning, you're at that phase where like, all right, this is how I can get better and get better. Until you reach the point where you're like, hey, you know what? I could kind of start charging a little bit for this, but I won't charge for this. Why? Because I can get better at this. That's basically what that is. So what happens is I have my rule of 3, and I recommend this to anyone that's in the artistic fields. And it's the 3 reasons why you will do something. If it doesn't fall into these 3 reasons, then maybe you might want to consider whether you really want to do that particular project or particular item or not. And it goes like this. The first #1 reason is, artistically speaking, you want to do it, whatever it may be. It could be a photo shoot, it could be a video shoot, it could be a creative writing process, whatever it may be, that's your particular field of study. If you're not passionate for it, then you shouldn't be doing it. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful manner. It's just you shouldn't be doing it for that particular project if you don't believe in the project itself. That's what I mean. So that could be that you're investing in yourself, whether in time, money, or your labor. But if you're involved with it, then that's what you want to be. Okay, so the next one is of equal trade value. Now this is where things get great, because a lot of people, especially like models, actors, they go, all right, taking credit for something or taking a copy of the photos is of equal value, and for some people it is, and for other people it isn't. For example, I've run into situations where there was a photo shoot and the models got to keep the clothing after. Why? Because it had value to it, and it was a part of that negotiation. So this is my point, in that it's not cookie cutter set. You as an individual have to establish what you feel is equal value in terms of trade of services, whatever that may be. So I might offer you credit, but then you might say, well, okay, credit's nice, but what do I do with it? So I might offer you on top of that, well, okay, I'll help promote you. I'll help promote you as talent, and I'll defer you to other clients as talent. That could be established value. Do you understand? So that's what I mean by you have to create individualized value for yourself in terms of what do you really want and is it worth it for you. But in the end, it only works when both people are agreed that the value is equal for each other. The moment it becomes one-sided, it's like a one-sided relationship, it doesn't really work, because then one person's always going to be dissatisfied. So the third reason is, of course, money, because why? Everyone's got to get paid. because, well, I'm assuming most of you have responsibilities. You have rent to pay, you have kids, you have families, whatever the case may be, someone's always got to pay the bills. So then that's just kind of the case of it. I'm going to start wrapping up this video because, you know, I try to set it no more than like 5 to 6 minutes, and I'm already reaching 5 minutes, so go figure. Okay, so now that's a little bit about me in terms of my personal advice when you are in the creative fields and you're trying to do something. The second part is this also relates to everybody else. If you're not passionate about what you're doing or it doesn't serve a purpose, then you shouldn't be doing it. And what I mean by that is if you're in a job and it may not necessarily be the ideal job situation that you want to be in at the time, but it has value and that it pays your bills or it gives you something else of equal value, then keep doing it because that means it's fulfilling you in some form or another. But if it's not filling in those holes, then you have to reevaluate where you're at and move forward in life. So that's kind of my advice today. That's kind of what my video is today. If you notice, you probably see a bunch of green about me right now, and technically speaking, we could probably like put me in a whole nother location, which would be cool, but I'm not doing that today. So what I am doing today is basically I'm here at the My DJs Radio Studio, which has been a company that I've worked with over the past year, and it's been a great place. We've been able to provide and promote a lot of content for local independent artists, and what I'd like to say is that on Monday, you will see another video, but this video is going to be a little different because what's going to happen is you're just going to have to wait and stay tuned because I have a special announcement coming out on Monday. So once that happens, I'm just really looking forward to it. I'm really excited about it, so I hope everyone else becomes just excited about it as I am. So until next time, probably tomorrow or the next couple days, all right? Everyone have a good day. Bye.